Hi everyone, today's video is about which prints make you look bulkier, and everybody seems to think that horizontal stripes make you look bigger, but it's actually not the case at all. And I'm going to show you that in a minute by trying on horizontal stripes and vertical stripes, and I'm going to show you which prints actually do make you look bigger. If you like the video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up, and you might want to subscribe to my channel. I upload fashion videos once a week, and they're packed with the newest trends and how to look your best in your own clothes. All items I'm showing today are linked in the description box underneath the video, by the way, and I do that in every video. Let's start with the horizontal stripes, and I'm sure there are some women who totally avoid horizontal stripes because they think they make them look fatter. It's actually not the case at all. There was a discovery about 100 years ago by the German physician Hermann von Helmholtz. The discovery is an optical illusion. It's also called the Helmholtz illusion. What he discovered is that a square made up of horizontal lines appears taller and narrower than an identical square made up of vertical lines. His thought was that the square with the horizontal lines looked filled and therefore taller and slimmer than the same square with the vertical lines, which looked short and fat. And this illusion was also tested by a British professor in 2009 on humans, and the illusion persisted. So you can apply this illusion to fashion, and contrary to common belief, horizontal stripes don't make you look bulkier. What they do is they accentuate your curves, but they don't make you look bigger. Then it also depends on the contrast, whether a stripe or any other print adds bulk. And if the contrast is high, like here with a black and white stripe, for instance, then it is really perceived as a print. If you have a lower contrast, like on this piece, then the human eye doesn't really perceive pieces like that like a print. It's perceived more like a plain colored piece, and a plain colored piece always adds less bulk than a printed piece. Then it also depends on how thick the stripe is. If it's a very thin stripe, like on this classic Breton shirt, it's actually perceived again as a plain colored piece. And most pieces in fashion have these thin stripes, or the classic pieces. These very thick stripes you don't find very often, because I was looking for a piece with horizontal stripes, with thick horizontal stripes. I could hardly find anything. I was really lucky to find this one piece in a huge shop. The other thing to consider is that a printed piece will only add bulk if you're wearing it on a part of your body that is naturally bigger, because the eye is always drawn more to prints than it is to plain pieces. So for instance, if you're an inverted triangle, you have broad shoulders, narrow hips, and you wear a printed top and say a plain colored skirt, then the eye is drawn to the top of your body, and there's this optical illusion that your whole body is bulkier than it actually is, because it's drawn to the top part, which is bulkier naturally. So if you would be wearing a skirt with a print and a plain colored top, then you would seem less bulkier than if you do it the other way around. So if a print is really noticeable, it will always make you look bulkier than a plain colored piece, and that actually also applies to vertical stripes. Contrary to popular belief, vertical stripes can also make you look bulkier if they are very noticeable. So how is it with other prints than stripes? It's the same. If the prints are very noticeable and the contrast is strong, then they will add bulk. And this dress, for instance, doesn't have a strong contrast, but it makes me look bigger because the cut is totally wrong for me. I have an hourglass figure, so shoulders and hips in line, the waist is a little smaller, and I always look much better if I'm accentuating my waist. And as this is not the case with this dress, it doesn't really matter what the print is, the cut makes me look bigger than I am. The other thing that's important is that the size of the print suits your frame, and as a rule of thumb you can say the more petite you are, the smaller the print needs to be to look good on you. So for instance, a large geometrical print can look a bit overwhelming on a woman with a petite figure, but can look fantastic on a woman who is tall and a bit bigger. It's because the human eye always sees things proportionally. If, for instance, you stand a man who is 5 feet 9 inches tall beside a man who is 6 feet 3 inches, then that man won't look like a giant. But if you stand a man behind him who is 5 feet 3 inches tall, then you'll think, ooh, that is a tall man. So if you're wondering whether a print makes you look bulky or not, you only have to ask yourself two questions. First question, does the size of the print suit my body frame? And in my case, I'm 5 feet 7 inches, and yeah, I avoid the very, very tiny prints like these small flower prints, these mille-fleur prints, and also the large geometrical prints. So I always go for like middle-sized prints like here. Second question, where am I going to wear this print? And always wear it on parts of your body you want to draw attention to and where you want to add volume. For instance, it's a good idea if you're a pear-shaped body type, you've got narrow shoulders, wider hips, then it's good if you have a printed top or blouse like here and plain colored trousers. Then that draws the attention to the upper part of your body, makes you look bigger here. The hips look narrow, and so on the whole you look slimmer. Whether a print looks good on you also depends on your color type. If for instance you're a color type with strong contrast in your looks, like you've got dark hair, very light skin, and say sparkly blue eyes, a celebrity example would be Katy Perry. In this case, if you're that type, then very bold prints and prints with high contrast will look great on you. Like this dress, this would look really good on someone like Katy Perry. But if you are a color type with less contrast, for instance, you've got ash blonde hair, you've got an eye color you can't really define, it's somewhere between blue and green. A celebrity example is Jennifer Aniston. In that case, you'll be able to pull off prints with less contrast. And this is an example. This bold print with the stripe wouldn't look good on Jennifer Aniston, and this also wouldn't look good on Katy Perry. So matching the contrast in a print to your natural contrast just makes you look more fresh, more awake. In this video, I actually also wanted to say something about how to mix prints, but I guess this video will just get too long. I'm considering doing another video on this theme about how to mix prints, possibly on my German channel. I don't know if I'll do it on my English channel. Let me know in the comments if you would like a video like that, but there's also one rule of thumb that you can stick to with mixing prints. An outfit always looks harmonious and not just thrown together if you repeat colors in an outfit. So why not mix prints in the same color? For instance, here you've got the tie-dye t-shirt and you've got a gingham check skirt. Looks great because you've matched the colors instead of the prints. It doesn't have to be exactly the same color. It can be colors from one color family. For instance, you can mix cream with beige, or what always looks great is if you mix black and white prints. For instance, an animal print in black and white on the top with stripes, black and white stripes on the bottom. Haven't got an example now. If you're interested in this theme of which prints look great together, then let me know in the comments and I'll do another video on that. I hope you liked my video. If so, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you love fashion, if you want a weekly fashion update. I upload my videos every Friday at 4 p.m. Central European Time. Hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.